guys, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. From tomorrow, but before the good buying ban, the January 2000. So the second book we got there was so these next three books also I got so the third book that I got is from. Hey guys, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. I make book related videos on this channel and occasionally a few other videos as well, like travel videos, travel vlogs. I have received a lot of love and encouragement from all of you over the past couple of years that I have been on BookTube. And if you'd like to keep encouraging me, and if you like bookish content and travel content occasionally, then please do make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can stay updated with my videos. I'm here today with a book haul. I had originally thought that this book haul would be about 9 or 10 books, and that I would then make my grand announcement of going on a book buying ban in 2020. But since I knew that announcement was coming, this book haul blew up to about 27 books. So before we get on with this haul, I just wanted to announce that I will be going on a book buying ban in 2020. This announcement is for me, just for me, because I know that if I think that I'm going on a book buying ban, it's not going to happen. I need a lot more. I need to make it public, and I need to be sure that people know that I'm on a book buying ban, and maybe that will stop me from buying more books. Starting from the 1st of January, I won't buy a single book until the 31st of March 2020. I know that's impossible to believe. I mean, I can't believe that I'm going on a book buying ban. And if I happen to succeed within this time, and I think that I can pull it even further, then I will, extend this ban maybe by a month, maybe 2, who knows. I will think of it at the time. But at the moment, I'm thinking of 3 months. It's going to be a miracle if I happen to pull this off. But just because I'm on a book buying ban doesn't mean I can't accept gifts. So if you want to send me gifts, and if you'd like to join me on this book buying ban, then let me know in the comments below. But before the book buying ban takes the energy out of us and the life out of us, let us get into this video and let me share with you all the books that I got in December 2019. This is the last book haul for 2019 and the last book haul for a few months to come. So I was originally going to start with the first set of books that we got in December, but then a couple of days ago I got a package from Pan Macmillan India, and I am so darn excited. I lost my mind when I saw that, and I'm like, my January 2020 TBR is all over the place. I had to restructure it for that. And before I can show you those books, a big thank you to Pan Macmillan India for sending me those books, because I was so excited that I'm like. So the first book that Pan Macmillan India sent to me is, I'm just so excited just holding it in my hands. The book is called Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone, the first in the Orisha trilogy, I think it is. And that book was one of my favorites of 2018, and I could not wait for this to release, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, what? And I cannot wait to start this. It is because of this that my January 2020 TBR, I threw it out of the window. No, wait. Half of it I threw out of the window and I restructured it completely. And look at this cover. The second book that they sent to me is called 52 Red Pills by Aika and Siddharth Banerjee, and this is a non-fiction book. This is a new age playbook to become healthy, wealthy and wise, and I think after 2019, which was a horrible year, I feel like I need to go into 2020 with a fresh perspective and something to help me along and something to help me make it a good year. And I think this is the perfect book to go into 2020 with, and I can't wait to start reading this and see how it's going to help me in my life, and I hope that I will be able to implement whatever they are telling us in this book. So I thought I could go on to talking about the books I got in December chronologically, but apparently it's not that, because I have another book which I'm so excited about, and Penguin Random House India sent this book over to me along with another book, and I can't wait for you to see it, and I should have shown you by now before saying I can't wait for you to see it, but I'm babbling. But it makes me that excited because of the book itself. Okay, so the book I'm talking about is The Sunless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. As you know, The Night Circus was one of my favorite books of 2019, and this one, the moment I saw that this was coming out, I looked for the hardcover everywhere and I didn't get it. But Penguin Random House India very kindly sent this over to me. Just look at the cover, and now this. And I cannot wait to start this book. I'm not going to read this in January. I'm going to read this in Feb. When Zachary Rollins stumbles across a strange book hidden in his university library, it leads him on a quest unlike any other. Its pages entrance him with the tales of lovelorn prisoners, lost cities, and nameless acolytes. But they also contain something impossible. A recollection from his own childhood. There's more to this blurb, but this one paragraph was enough to get me hooked. I mean, read a book from a library, go on a quest, and discover a new world. And along with this, they sent me a beautiful bookmark. They sent me this bookmark and a lovely tote bag which says hello. A big thank you to Penguin Random House India for sending me this book. I am so excited to get started on it. I know I'm a little late, but I cannot wait to read this. And since it was the month of Christmas, along with this book, they also sent me Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. Sophie Kinsella is one of my favorite authors. She writes such fun stories. I mean, you can breeze through her book very soon, and I love that about her books. I don't know, I feel like I can finish reading this very easily, and I'm very tempted to pick this up. Very tempted. The first set of books that I got in December were from the Queen Victoria Market in Melbourne, and there's a book market there every Sunday, and we went there on a Sunday because we wanted to go to the book market. And it's not huge, but they have quite a few good books out there, and we managed to get 4, and one of them I've already read, but the edition was really pretty, so we got it. The first book that we got there was Calypso by David Sedaris. I've heard so much about this book. When this book came out, it was all over BookTube. It feels like the people say that he is funny and he's written it very well, and what this is about is David Sedaris sets his formidable powers of observation towards middle age and mortality. These stories are very funny. Wait, this is a collection of stories? This is beach reading for people who detest beaches. Required reading for those who loathe small talk and love a good humor joke. Calypso is simultaneously Sedaris' darkest and warmest book yet, and it just might be his very best. Okay, I don't detest beaches, but I don't go into the water, so this book is for me. Required reading for those who I loathe small talk, so this book is for me. And love a good humor joke. I mean, inappropriate humor I can think of, but humor joke, I don't know how that makes me feel. The second book that we bought there was by an author I discovered in 2018 and I absolutely loved. The author is Frederick Backman, and the book is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologizes. I have not read the blurb. This is a complete author buy because I know that Frederick Backman will make me cry, and that is something that I don't actively look for in a book, but I know that books that make me cry are some of the best. So the next book we got there was one that I found and I absolutely went mental, and I was like, please let us have this, no, let us take this, please. It's comparatively very cheap. I don't know if we'll get this at this price in India. Well, we can get it if you do the conversion, but no. And then my husband is like, okay, we'll take it, don't stop, we are melodrama in the middle of the market. And we got it, and the book is Bone China by Laura Purcell. I was supposed to have read Silent Companions by Laura Purcell in 2019, but I did not because and I felt like I had to pick this one up, and I've seen a lot of people on Instagram rave about it, and they said it was very good, so we just picked it up. So the last book that we got there was one that I've already read, but this cover is so beautiful, and it's a hardcover. So my husband was like, shall we take it? And I'm like, don't ask twice. And we bought it, and the book is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Look at this cover. It's the gorgeousest cover. I know that's not a word. I'm melodramatic. This is a Barnes & Noble edition, published in 2012. And given how beautiful this cover is, I feel like I'm going to do a reread of this book. Just because of the cover, I'm going to reread a book. So, this next book, I've had my eye on ever since the cover came out. Like, it does sound like I did a lot of cover buys this month, but I assure you that's not the case. This one I'm really excited to read as well. Leigh Bardugo has done a lot of YA fantasy stuff, but I feel like her foray into dark adult novels has been, long awaited ever since she announced that this book was coming out. The book I'm talking about is Ninth House. And I think I'll do a reading vlog kind of thing for this book when I read this book. I will add any trigger warnings that are there to this book at the beginning of the video. So if you'd like to check that out, if you'd like to stay, then do please subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can stay updated. That's like my mouth keeps going. I ordered the next 3 books off of Amazon. Then when I saw that I was getting a really good deal on these 3 books. The first book of this set is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I didn't know David Yoon until I saw this all over BookTube and Bookstagram, and I've heard a lot of mixed reviews of this book, but today I was watching Jesse the Reader's best books video, and he was raving about it, and his review made me really excited to get started on this book. This is one I will read probably in February. This is the story of Frank Lee, whose parents immigrated from Korea to the United States, and they don't want Frank to date anyone other than a Korean girl. But Frank has fallen for Brit, a white girl who is smart and brave and intelligent and everything. So now he knows his parents are going to flip. He enlists the help of his friend Joy, who has also fallen for a white man, and they pretend to be a couple in front of his parents so that they can date whoever they want to date in the background. Now it sounds like a very interesting, a very intriguing, entertaining read. The next book in the set is No Regrets, The Guilt-Free Woman's Guide to a Good Life by Kaveri Bamzai. This apparently is not a self-help book. It's a book that tells us what not to do, what to remember, and what to forget. From being a mother to lessons learned from our own mothers, managing money to marriage, coping with pain and anger, to taking ownership of our health and growing old. Kaveri Bamzai, first woman editor of one of India's largest news magazines, a wife and mother of 2 boys and 2 dogs, tells us how to live a guilt-free life with a little help from a host of highly accomplished women. I feel like this is a book that will give a lot of, new perspectives, not just one perspective, a lot of new perspectives. And given that it has so many accomplished women talking about it, including Sudhamurthy, who I admire a lot, and I feel like this is going to be a great book. The third book in the set is 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. C.G. Drews is on Instagram and Twitter as Paper Fury, and her accounts are the absolute best because of how quirky and witty she is. And I really wanted to read this book given that there were so many people raving about it, and because of the author, because of how amazing she is. She understands the writer, she understands reader, she is the perfect amalgamation of both. Plus she's an introvert, and I understand that perfectly. So this next book was on one of my 10 books I'm really excited to read this month list. I don't remember which month it is, but it was on there because of how amazing this blurb sounded to me. And this apparently is Lord of the Flies retelling. Not Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies retelling, and I feel like this is going to be something that I will enjoy. And the book I'm talking about is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I love this cover. You know that I am always fascinated by beautiful quirky covers, and this is another one of such covers that I've actually fallen head over heels in love with. I feel like I'm going to get punched in the face with a lot of things that are in this book, and I'm totally prepared for it. So these next 3 books also I got off of Amazon, but on a different day. So that's why they are a different set. So the first book is a vintage mini. The book I'm talking about is Desire by Haruki Murakami. There are two reasons why I bought this book. The book itself, like the physical copy of the book itself, and the author Haruki Murakami. And I did not even read the blurb. In the 5 weird and wonderful tales collected here, each unlock the many-tongued language of desire, whether it takes the form of hunger, lust, sudden infatuation, or the secret longings of the heart. So this is a collection of short stories that is there in another book also. Okay. The next book on this list is a sequel, and the book is Silka's Journey by Heather Morris. I have not read The Tattooist of Auschwitz yet. Hopefully 2020 will be the year in which I do that, and so that I can then get on to reading this book. But sequel in the sense, this is about a different character set in the same time. But since this was touted as a sequel, then I had to go and get this book. I had to. You see, I was compelled to go and buy it. The third book in this set is a hardcover, and I was stunned to see the hardcover at that price, so I went and bought it. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I've read that this is a thriller, a mystery thriller, and it was also made into a movie, obviously. I think Emily Blunt was in it. And this is about, you don't know her, but she knows you, okay? To everyone else in this carriage, I must look normal. I'm doing exactly what they do. Commuting to work, making appointments, ticking things off lists. Just goes to show, okay? This is very intriguing. This next set of books I got from a friend who was unhauling it on Instagram, and I was like, you are unhauling these books? Give them to me. I will give them a home. The thing is, 2 of these 3 books were on my Amazon wishlist for ages. They were the 2 of the first books that I added to my Amazon wishlist when I made them a couple of years ago, when I made the wishlist a couple of years ago. And to see that he was selling them was like, yes, it's divine intervention. The first book that I got from my friend was The Sellout by Paul Beatty. He said that this is a book that he did not like, but I've been wanting to read this for a while now. I hope that this turns out well for me. Oh, this is a non-fiction book. Born in Dickens on the southern outskirts of Los Angeles, the narrator of The Sellout was raised by a single father, a controversial sociologist. He is told that his father's work will lead to a memoir that will solve their financial woes. But when his father is killed in a drive-by shooting, oh damn it, he realizes there never was a memoir. All that's left is a bill for a drive-through funeral. Oh my god. Okay, this escalated and dropped too fast. Like, I don't know what else to expect from this. So the second book in this set is Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. She is amazing, to say the least. I feel like she is going to infuse the right amount of humor, and she knows how to tell a story, and that is what made me put this book in my wishlist, and where it has been for a long time, where it had been for a long time, and thanks to my friend, I got it. And my husband is a huge Tina Fey fan, so that's like 1 + 1, buy one get one free. So the third book that I got from my friend is The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo by Amy Schumer. I haven't watched a lot of Amy Schumer's works, but I know and I've heard that she is amazing. Her comedy is on point, and you're talking about tattoos and you expect me not to get intrigued or involved in the entire matter. Like, not that I am like inked from here to here, but you get the point. I love tattoos, which is why I got this in the first place. So the next 4 books, 2 of which I don't have right here with me at the moment, we got from a second-hand bookstore near my mom's place, which I usually frequent. And I found some amazing books there. They have some amazing new collections, and finding some of these, I lost my mind. I was hugging the book to myself when I saw it, and I'm like, I need this book in my life, because I've been needing this book in my life ever since I knew that this existed. So the first of those 4 books is the graphic novel for To Kill a Mockingbird, and this, I've had my eye on this ever since I saw somewhere on Instagram, on Bookstagram, that this book existed and that people were reading this and loving it. I mean, look at this. And I was like, I got it finally! To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorite novels of all time. I am so excited to reread this book. I know 2020, I thought I will polish off a lot of my TBR, but this is one that I have added to my TBR because I wanted to separate the novel from the graphic novel. So this next book, it felt like it was a big coincidence, or it was just fate that brought it into my path, because only the previous day I had watched Cindy from Read with Cindy's video, best books of 2019 video, and this was on that list, and I'm like, and see, the signs are all there. I had to buy it, so I bought it. And the book is Make Time: How to Focus on What Matters Every Day by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky. 2019 was a completely shitty year, so I'm hoping to make 2020 a better year, and reading this, if reading this will get me that amount of peace and solace, then I'm all for it. And if you'd like, I'll do a book review of this book whenever I read it. So if you'd like to read or watch a book review, then let me know in the comments below. And this is a book that helps to, you know, redesign the working week, as is mentioned in the blurb. And for someone whose week is completely packed all the time, it feels like this is a blessing at the moment. The other two books that I bought and I don't have right now, which I bought with To Kill a Mockingbird and Make Time, were Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck and The Poison of Love by K.R. Meera. I have heard a lot about K.R. Meera's writing and how poignant it is, so I thought this was a good place to start, because this has been recommended a lot wherever I see, so that is something that I'm really excited about. And Of Mice and Men, I mean, it's a very thin book, and that edition was on Amazon for 570 rupees, and we got it at less than half that price. It's a classic, yes, but no worries. This next book is by an author who I discovered in 2019 and I fell in love with. I mean, I can't even explain how amazing she is, but I tried to do that in a video of a review of one of her books, which I link here as well as in the description box below. And the book I'm talking about is Wild Embers by Nikita Gill. Nikita Gill is one of my favorite authors now. And Fierce Fairy Tales and Great Goddesses, which I read in 2019, were both some of my favorite books of all time, and I love her writing. And now I can't wait to dive into her poetry and discover more of her and of her writing, and I somehow feel that this is going to be amazing, and I know for a fact that Nikita Gill won't let me down. I forgot to mention that Rupa Publications sent over a review copy of Khantastic: The Untold Story of Bollywood's Trio by Sanjukta Nandi, and I read this book, I enjoyed it, and I did like how the author put forth the stories of the three most influential Khans in Bollywood, the Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan and Amir Khan. A full review of this book is up on my Goodreads, I think, and I'll leave the link in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. So this last set of books, I realized that I was going on a book buying ban, and then I was like, let's make the most of it before we have a ban on our heads, and I bought these three books. And the books are Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. She is one of my favorite authors. I loved Eat, Pray, Love. I loved City of Girls, and now I can't wait to start on this, because this is about creative living beyond fear. And if I can find so much inspiration from her fiction books, imagine what is going to happen to me when I read a book in which she talks about how to harness your creativity and how to increase it. So this next book I saw on a reading group, and I was like, I need to get this book because this is the story of my life. The book I'm talking about is Bookworm, a memoir of childhood reading by Lucy Mangan. I don't know. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that right. I don't know how it is pronounced. So this is about, in Bookworm, Lucy brings these worlds and the favorite characters of our collective childhoods back to life, uncovering a few forgotten treasures along the way and poignantly, wittily using them to tell her own story, that of a born and unrepentant bookworm. It feels like the author had a chat with me. She somehow had a chat with me and I don't know about it, and she wrote this book. So the last book on this book haul, which has gone on for way too long, it feels like, and the book is Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows by Balli Kaur Jaswal. When Nikki takes a creative writing job at a local temple with visions of emancipating the women of the community she left behind as a self-important teenager, she's shocked to discover a group of barely literate women who have no interest in her ideals. Yet to her surprise, the white dupattas of the widows hide more than just their modesty. These are women who have spent their lives in the shadows of fathers, brothers and husbands, being dutiful, raising children and going to temple, but whose inner lives are as rich and fruitful as their untold stories. The reason why I bought this book was because of the title, and because I knew that there was going to be so much more hidden within these books. I cannot wait to get started on this book. I don't know when I will start like so many others, but I will read it So those were all the books that I got in December 2019. Which ones did you like? Which ones do you not like? Which ones do you have? Which ones do you want to read? Which ones are you looking forward to read in 2020? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, I'd like to remind you that I'm going on a book buying ban in 2020 for at least the first 3 months. So if you'd like to join me, then let me know in the comments below. We will band together and we will get through this. But that's not to say that I can't accept gifts. I will accept gifts. That doesn't count. I said I won't buy books now. If you like this video, please like it and share to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.